In workflow 5, we evolve from teacher generated review to student generated review. And what we mean by this is all of us have these like units of study. And when we get to an end of a unit, it's time to review. And we have these review days and we play review Jeopardy and we have these like study guides and that requires so much work on behalf of educators to really think about like what was the purpose of this unit, what was it that all students had to know and do, like how do I give that back to them. And I used to basically put on like these giant review days, and you can think about this even before really big standardized tests or AP tests where you're like, we have to review everything we've learned and let me guide you through that. And we don't have to do that anymore. We want to free you from having to do that and have the real cognitive work and the cognitive lift of learning and review and retrieval be transferred to students.
And it's going to be so much more valuable for learners to work individually, in pairs, in a group, whatever is going to work best for them, to really do the thinking about, as Katie said, what was this unit about? What were some of the key concepts? What vocabulary was really important? What skills were we practicing? Because we as teachers we can't possibly know what was challenging for every student in a unit. So why not ask them to do the heavy lift of creating review activities and games and study guides for each other, where they've had to really think through, because it's so much harder to ask the questions, to generate really good questions that encourages students to do much deeper thinking. So allowing them to do things like maybe they create the questions for a fun review game or a Kahoot. Maybe they work collaboratively in small groups as part of a station rotation to put together a student design choice board, where then we can kind of switch and we can spend time throughout a unit kind of revisiting ideas and concepts. Because another issue is we don't just want the review day to be this event before a summative assessment. We want kids to be spiraling back and revisiting these concepts and vocabularies and skills all year long so that they're going to retain them. And as we kind of enlist students in generating those review materials, it lightens the load for teachers. It encourages students to do that deep thinking, and it creates this repository of review materials that we can revisit over the course of a year.